PSG are finally Champions League winners. It was the biggest win in a Champions League final ever, and what a way to do it. Inter Milan didn't show up from the get-go, and let's be honest, from the moment the second goal went in, you would knew it was an absolute long way and a big mountain to climb to come back into that game. Luis Enrique, not only is he the best manager in the world after that performance, he's definitely cemented himself in history, becoming one of only two managers to have done the treble. 2 times it is him and Pep Guardiola who have done it, and funny enough, with 2 different teams. Also, kind of jumping to the end of the game, but that Tifu that the PSG fans done for Luis Enrique and his daughter, who sadly died from a rare form of bone cancer back in 2019. 6 years later, he has won the Champions League, not only for her, but for himself. For the PSG fans, it was absolutely heartwarming and a touch of class to see the Tifu come out of him and Sana planting that PSG flag in the middle of the pitch. It was absolutely lovely, and what respect goes out to them PSG fans. Another touch of class on the day, the captain Marquinhos, after being there for 12 years, playing with players like Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, Ibrahimovic, Cavani, the list goes on. He finally got to get his hands on that Champions League trophy, raise it high for him and the PSG fans. He deserved that moment. And you could tell, I mean, as he went up to pick up the trophy, you could see the tears in his eyes already. And to see him lift that with the team, it was an absolutely lovely sight to see. Now, let's speak about Doué. I mean, 19 years of age, born in 2005. That doesn't even sound right. But, I mean, I'm not going to act like I've watched PSG this whole season. I've watched them in Europe. That's mainly been the bits that I've seen. I've watched a few highlights here and there. But oh my days, what a player they have on their hands. I wouldn't be surprised if him and Yamal are battling it out for the Ballon d'Ors, because the skill, the technical ability, the finishing touch, taking players on, driving forward with the ball control. I mean, there was nothing he couldn't do. And to step up on the biggest stage of them all shows the character of the player. And I mean, to get 2 goals, nearly get a hat-trick, I mean, that speaks volumes in itself. Dare I say it? I mean, could Doué and Yamal be the next Ronaldo and Messi, battling it out for the next 10, 20 years to come? Because these two are absolute generational talents. Now, I'm probably going to butcher his name, but Kvaratskhelia, I mean, he is like a yo-yo going back and forward. I mean, to be 4-0 up, still tracking back the way he was, to finish in a Champions League final like that, to move halfway through the season when everyone was saying, you've made this move, your career's done, why are you going there? And not to say he's put the team on his back, but I mean, oh my days, what a player he is. When he has the ball, you're watching him, the burst of pace he has, just the threat that he has, just being there. You're constantly watching him. The defenders are having to constantly keep an eye on him, because if you look away for just a split second, he's gone. And the pace that he has, and to control the ball at that pace, is just out of this world, because there's being fast and there's being fast with the ball at your feet. And he can do both. He can finish. I mean, we saw it in the Champions League when he put it top corner a few games back. You can see the level and skill that this player has. To be only 24 years old, I mean, he does look a bit older than that. I was surprised when I saw that myself. But to be 24 years old, to have the ability that he has, PSG have another serious player in their hands. And also, I mean, the PSG fans, I mean, they're known to be amazing. I've went to watch PSG, funny enough, myself, when Messi, Neymar and Mbappe were there. And the PSG fans are amazing. But in this game, you could feel the energy through the TV. You could feel the atmosphere. I mean, the camera kept going to them. You could tell how much it meant to these fans who have waited their whole existence of supporting PSG to win that. And it was quite nice as a neutral in this game, not really caring too much who won, but being able to just watch it and enjoy the game, because the way PSG play football, it's like throwback football. It's fantastic to watch. It's such a joy to watch football played that way instead of passing it around the back. They are just get the ball, attack, counter-attack, go forward, high press, and that midfield three of Neves, Ruiz and Vitinha, I mean, oh my days, that is the definition of throwback football. I mean, Vitinha was probably the best midfielder in this whole Champions League campaign. the distance that he covered. I mean, all three of them, the distance that they covered, the way they pass the ball, the way they press, the way they defend, is they play as a unit. And it's so nice to see PSG without their superstars playing as a team at last. I mean, you can see that they've needed this. They had Mbappe, they had Neymar, they had Messi, and you'd think they'd win the Champions League with that. But it just shows you that, yes, you can have individual stars. I'm not saying you can't, but to have a team is second to none. And this is the definition of a team. Coutinho, I mean, it's definitely a step up from Wolves, isn't it? I mean, he's done absolutely amazing. Fair play to him because he was class. I mean, this PSG team can definitely dominate for years to come. With such a young team in Dembele being 28, Kvaratskhelia being 24, Doué being 19, Barcola being 22, Hakimi being 26, Vitinha being 25, Donnarumma being 26, and the list goes on and on. I mean, they've got such a young team. Now they've got that first one. I feel like getting the first one is always the toughest thing to do. Now they've got that. They've knocked the door down. There'd be quite a few more Champions Leagues coming their way. Overall, the game wasn't close. I mean, there was nothing about that game. There was never a point in the game where you thought Inter were going to come back. I mean, like I said at the start, the moment it went 2-0 down, Inter's heads went down. Inter played terrible. Inter just didn't even show up. There's no point even going into them, really. They were so disappointing. The end of their season's been massively disappointing. I mean, that they were on for a treble and they've sadly ended up with no trophies. And I feel like they kind of brought that into this game. I feel for the fans who travelled out because their team did not put on a performance that you'd be proud of. But they got there. It would have been fun to have seen a Barca versus PSG final. I just think the way they play, the way their teams are set up, they would have balanced each other out well and we might have got a bit more of a competitive game. But it's quite nice to see a final actually play out like this because normally it's a 1-0 or a 2-1. And most of the time that's because the two best teams are in the final. And when you get two great teams, they tend to nullify each other because you've got the best playing best. And ultimately there's not going to be loads of goals because their defenders are amazing. They defend as a unit. They attack as a unit. But in this game, there was just a level above. And I think PSG showed that. But it was nice to see them get that goal and then not stop and constantly go and go and go. And I mean, when that 18, 19-year-old came on and he scored, you could see the whole team celebrated with him. Yes, they were 4-0 up to make it 5, but the whole team came on the pitch. They'd already won the game. Let's be honest. They had won the game by halftime. They had won it by the 60th minute. But the fact that they were still celebrating with a 19-year-old, 18-year-old, we got such a bright future ahead. And to celebrate with him like that, it was just an absolutely lovely scene. Ultimately, I'm not going to act like I thought PSG were definitely going to run away with this. I did say in my last video, I wouldn't be surprised if Inter nick something because they play so pragmatic football. And games like this, I mean, Jose Mourinho showed us. Defensive teams win trophies normally. It's just how it is. And especially in cup competitions, they seem to do really well. And I did have a feeling that Inter, with such a low block, might defend majority of the game, counter, nick a goal, maybe make it a 1-0, but boy, was I wrong. PSG were amazing. They deserved it. They were the best team in Europe this season. And ultimately, this new Champions League format, I mean, PSG were so close to going out. The fact that they stayed in and then they just went on to dominate game after game after game. And it was just a joy to watch. I don't think I've seen a final that good in such a long time. Now, the last final I can think of was World Cup final, which is by far the best final I've ever seen. That was absolutely amazing. But barring that, I can't think of many finals that were as good as this and as dominant as this for many, many years. I think the PSG fans can be proud of their team. I think the players can be proud of what they put in. But ultimately, going back to it, Luis Enrique, I'm so happy for him. I mean, you could just tell how happy he was internally. I was just sat there looking at the screen in awe of what he had done with that team. The way they were playing football was amazing, and it was just so nice to see. So PSG are Champions League winners at last. Fair play to them. Luis Enrique, pat on the back to you, sir, because that was an amazing performance. The whole PSG team, incredible. I'm a bit worried about watching them for years to come because they are going to be a serious problem. And like I said, they've knocked that door down now. They're going to be charging through it. And I think we could be in for many more trophies to come. But ultimately, if you like this video, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next one.